In this lesson, we'll constrain our foot bones to the reverse lock helpers. Here's what we want to do here. When it comes to our IK goal, we're going to want that to be position constrained to our ankle. And then for the other bones in the foot, they're actually going to be orient constrained to the helpers that we've made for them. And then from there, we're going to want to check our linking to make sure that it's all going to function right. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll start with the ankle. It's just a matter of selecting our IK goal. And again, alt-right clicking, choosing position constrain, and tying that right into the ankle helper. So now as we select the ankle helper and move that around, notice that's going to control the position of the leg. All right, great. Now it's just a matter of tying in our orient constraints. So we select the ankle, and again, we're going to want to orient constrain that to our ball helper. Notice nothing shifts because we've already matched the orientation of this ankle. So if we were to select this helper and start to rotate that, you get an idea of what we're going to be able to get. Okay, it's coming together. Now we select our ball bone, the driver ball, not the one that was meant to be our toe bend. Okay, we want the driver. With that selected, we're going to orient that to our toe helper. So now as we select that toe helper and start to rotate that around, again, you get an idea of what we're going to be able to achieve. Okay, but as you can see, it's not totally working like a foot roll or a toe roll at all. That's because we need to work on our linking now. So we want the toe to be linked back to the heel, which it should already be. All of these should already be linked to the heel. So as we move this heel, everything's going to move. You get an idea of how our foot control is going to behave. Just going to go ahead and undo that. We want the ball to be linked to the toe, and that way we can get our toe roll and toe pivot. Then we're going to want that ankle to be linked to the ball, and by doing so, we'll be able to get our ball rotation. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go to the ankle, go to our link tool, and link the ankle right to the ball. Great. Take the ball, link that to the toe, and let's see what we end up with now. If we were to go ahead and start to rotate our ball helper, there is our foot roll. Also notice this. Notice how much more convenient it's going to be to just go in and select the control and rotate it that way rather than having to rely on custom parameters to do that. So we always want to be mindful of those things. What's the best way we can rig this so that the animator can work as fast as they can? So watch this. If we were to go to the toe, let's say if they wanted a toe roll, there it is. Or the toe pivot, that is. The toe roll would actually be this. But we give that to them too. Okay, great. And in the end, we have our base helper to drive the entire foot. But again, these are not going to be our main animation controls. Okay, their purpose is just to set up this initial rig that we have going on here. So let's now do the same for the left side. Okay, and once this is done, we're going to be ready to build foot controls. All right, so again, we go to our IK goal. We position constrain that to the reverse lock ankle. Okay, and test that out. Great. We go to the ankle, orientation constrain that to the ball helper. We select our driver ball bone, orient constrain that to the toe, and then we go ahead and do our linking. So we go to our link tool, we link from the ankle to the ball helper to the toe. I would not recommend making a song from that. Just joking around. If it helps, a song is fine. Alright, so as we test this out, everything is moving the way it needs to. Great. Excellent. What I'd like to do from here is just a little bit of cleanup work. Go to Manage Layers, select these helpers. We can select this root helper, press Control, page down, and go ahead and add that to objects to hide. So as we hide that gets cleaned up. We could also add our IK handle to that now. Objects to hide, choose add. We go to the right side, hold down control, page down, selecting the base helper, and go ahead and add that as well as the IK goal. We don't want them hidden just yet because the setup's not finished, but I just want to show you how clean things are going to look in the end. Alright, from here, let's say we go ahead and do the same thing with the leg bones and add those to the envelope objects. The nubs will want underneath the objects to hide. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and select this thigh, control page down to grab the entire hierarchy, press alt click on the nub to remove that from the selection and add that to the envelope objects. We don't want that frozen either. So there we go. Do the same on the right side. We want to deselect the nub and go ahead and add that to envelope objects. Test it out by hiding things. Great. Then we'll select these nubs and add those to objects to hide. Alright, so when we have our control objects, everything's going to be clean. We'll only see those in the end. And we'll also later on establish a layer for that when it's time. Alright, so I'm going to bring everything back into view. And that finishes off this lesson. So in the next lesson, we're ready again to work on foot controls.